And caviar, you're such a treat. Like cherries Jubilee, you're oh so sweet. You whet my appetite each time we meet. Oh, James, it's true. I get hungry when I think of you.
Okay, I gotta go, but okay, thank you, bye. Okay. Hi there. Mint today. All right. Now, mint is one of those drop-dead gorgeous, wonderful, easy-to-use flavors. You know, they put it in cigarettes. The cool smoke. Well, I don't smoke, but I love it in food. And so what we're going to do today is make a whole bunch of things that you can do with mint and you might never have thought of before. So all you got to think of it, remember it's cool. Tell the kids that, it's super cool, okay? Mint. Fry pan, as usual, we're going to do linguine. I cheated and I put some linguine in the pot about 5 minutes before we started, just because I do that sometimes. Everybody cheats a little bit, and even though well, we won't talk about that kind of thing, will we? Oil in the pan. And we're going to make a sauce using mint to go with that linguine, using mint as the main ingredient. So we take an onion, we always take an onion, and we just peel it. There we go. And there we go. Quickly. There we go. All right. Oh, my kettle. I want that in a minute. I want to make some mint tea. I'll show you that too. But first of all, just gonna chop this onion up. Now, mint is a small, well, I think of as a small herb. It's one of those nice sweet ones. And it needs to be treated with that kind of respect. You don't want great chunky things when you're cooking with mint. So I'm gonna cut the onion up really small. And see, you can do this, just let the knife, you can even do it one-handed if you don't want to cut your fingers off. Right, mint. Onions. Give them right into the searing hot fat and let them start to get a little bit sort of caramelized, okay? There we go. We want to get rid of that. Mint leaves. Get them pulled off the stalk. And don't chop them up too fine. You want to put them, just get them so that they're recognizable. Pull them off the stalk. And of course, if you haven't got fresh mint, and everybody who's got a garden, you put mint in it, spreads like a weed, you can always use it out of a jar. It won't taste quite the same, but there you are. Nothing ever tastes quite the same twice in a row. Onion, cook really, really quickly. And I want to get it just a tiny bit seared. See how it's going a little bit brown in there? Why is it going brown? It's smelling. It's got that great, lovely, rich thing going with it. Now, we've got mint ready. We've got cherry tomatoes, which we need. And in fact, I'll put some more mint in there. And what I'm also going to do is put some mint, just because the kettle boiled. Hey, watch this. Put them in there, okay? Mint tea, absolutely lovely. This is the way to make mint tea. It's got nothing to do with buying it in a package. Buy mint tea that's in Alexandria. When they make mint tea, they pour it from up on high. This is just great. And just see, you watch over the next couple of minutes how the color of that changes. That becomes tea. We'll put some sugar in there. Always put the sugar in while it's hot. And mint tea takes quite a lot of sugar without becoming sad. And what I do to zip it up is put a little bit of grated ginger in there. And I'm going to put the grated ginger in because it goes into the tea very quickly. But if I didn't want to put grated ginger in there, well, I could just put a couple of slices in there. Just drop that in. Like that. That's okay. That's done. All right. So there's our onions all ready to get flavored up. Pepper, of course. And you can do this when you get home from work. It's going to take no longer than the time I'm taking to do it. All right, pepper, a bit of salt, and something else that really goes well with mint is peas. And you're in a hurry, and it is the middle of winter, you want to feel like springtime, dump some frozen peas in there. A little bit more salt to keep them green. All right, give them a good stir around. And see, the heat will just melt the peas, and you're only going to cook them minimal amount of time. All right, and at the same time, you're going to put in some cherry tomatoes. Put them in whole. We want them to be slightly undercooked. All right, there it is. Just let it happen. And if you want to put the lid on to hasten that, that's fine. You put the lid on. Did you see how quickly we do that? Watch. You too can do this. Put the lid on. Okay. Mint is ready to go. Cut that up in little bits. There we are. And we're almost ready. We want some cream to make the sauce. So you go to the fridge. You've got cream today? Ah, yes, thank you. Just put the cream ready to go. You have to get the lid off. There we go. Right. Always use whipping cream. If you use half and half cream and then start to boil it, it goes, it goes weird. It curdles. So there we are. Now look what's happening. Those tomatoes are changing in color. We'll put the mint in to change color even more. And just turn it down like that. Okay? And we get a nice dish ready for the pasta. This one will do. That's a good looking plate. We'll take the linguine over to the stove. We've got a sieve over there. Yeah, I've got a sieve here. We just drain that off. Keep a little bit of the water, just in case. And then we turn that on. There's our, never got enough room. There, that's starting to turn. See, now we've got green and red and white and everything just lightly cooked. This is a very springish sort of dish. Then if you want to make it really different, be very French about it, you pour in a little bit of cream. Just bring it up to the boil. You dump your, there, not a lot, just enough to give it traces of it and coat it all over. See how pretty that's starting to look? Okay, linguine on a plate, and the sauce on the linguine. Make a little bit of a hole, but let everybody see the sauce because it's so pretty. Okay, there. Put a couple of mint leaves on the top. I just want to show you one more thing. Couscous. This is from mint too. This is Moroccan, very, very popular. Put about a cup of couscous in a bowl and pour 2 cups of boiling water on top of it and wait for 5 minutes. It will be done. I'll be back in 2 minutes. Don't go away. Okay? There we go. Mint is what we're doing today. Mint and nice little things you can do with it. So we've made some linguine. We got couscous sitting here. Now that couscous, you remember I just poured 2 cups of boiling water on top of that and just let it sit there. Now fluff it up and see how fluffy it is, and it will get a little bit fluffier as it goes along. Give it another 2 or 3 minutes. That's all you ever got to do to make couscous, and it's so quick and so easy. If you're a student living in digs and you want to do a thing like this, and this will just blow them away. Onion. We've got the fire on underneath there. Some onion and some tomato. This time we're going to cut the tomato up because we want this to be really quickly cooked and fresh. All right, so I'll just chop that across there. Another tomato. And There we go. Right, that's ready to go. No garlic in this one. And an apple. Now, I'm going to peel this apple. You can use a green one if you want to, but this one looked pretty. So it doesn't matter. It's an apple that you've got. All right. And while I'm doing that, I'll just put some oil in the hot pan, a couple of tablespoonfuls. You know, as I say, you can always cut back on oil. People phone and say, can I get a lower fat? Well, if you use less fat, that's the secret to it. It's not a question of having a recipe with less fat. If it says 2 tablespoonfuls, cheat on them and use 1.5 and work it down until you find what you can live with. Onion. No garlic in this. It's a pretty thing to do. This one's a very, very, very delicate little thing. You can have a date in this and, you know, cook it for him or her and then go to a movie and not get everybody behind you having to move out of it. A little bit of pepper. Pepper seems essential. Absolutely essential just for anything you're going to cook. I like pepper on strawberries and melons and all kinds of things. Right. Now, the onions are cooking. Now it's time to throw in the tomatoes. Right. I've got to finish peeling the apple. And just as long as nobody phones you, you're all right. And the answer to that is just don't answer the phone. You know, if they do, the hell with them. You're cooking supper sometimes. Cut the apple up. The core out of it there. Into nice sort of little crunchy little bits. Okay? Mint, get it ready to go. Move that out of the way. Mint leaves, pull them off the stalks. Right, here we go. Lots of nice mint. Cut it. That's the stalk. That's the stalk we don't want. Get out of it. Right. Just chop it coarsely. Now I can feel a stalk in there. There it is. Right. Spoon. Stir the tomatoes. This is a couscous salsa, but it's a different kind of salsa to what we normally do. In goes the apple. Because salsa isn't all that stuff that comes in jars. Salsa is just a word that means sauce. So now we're going to have hot vegetables. All right. We're going to put some curry powder in there because we fry it, and that gets the flavors to come out of it. And we'll get a little bit of heat to it. And now what we'll do is take this little whizzer. That's what little whizzers are for. We'll put in some honey. Just the lid off that. Squirt in some honey. You can use your own honey after putting with a spoon. You don't have to be able to squeeze it out like toothpaste. You can do whatever you like. All right. We want some mint. We'll put some of this in there. For now, in fact, we'll put the whole lot in there because I like to do this. Mint and some cider vinegar. To take the top off. There. Now, we'll just put the lid on that. And this is a whizzer. You have to put the look at the greenness of that lovely, lovely green color that's in there. That's a real salsa, a sauce. Okay, so now you get yourself a plate, the couscous, some fluffy, there, and you pretend you're in. You have to keep pretending you're in Morocco. Let's just flatten that down a little bit. We'll put the vegetables on top of it, the hot vegetables on top of it, like that. And over it, we'll pour our super salsa. And there you are. You've got this great, gorgeous looking, quick dish that you made for your best beloved. Isn't that great? I'll be back. Don't go away. mint show, all right? I'm cutting up this lamb because we've only got 5 minutes. We need to get on and hustle. So I put the fry pan on to get hot. A couple of tablespoonfuls of oil. This is a Moroccan way of dealing with lamb. And it's very quick and very easy. All right? So in goes this cubed lamb. See, the lamb is small. And that's a good thing because it means it'll cook quickly. Give it a steady sizzle away. And don't bother with anything other than the things we're going to put in there. Get the lamb going and put a whole slew of pepper on top of it. Just small cubes of lamb. Okay? And then pepper. Right, now we're going to do it with eggplant. Now, eggplants come in all kinds and shapes and sizes. Some are white, some are that color, some are purple, you know. So what I'm going to do is use these white ones just because I like to look at them in the market this morning. All right, and we'll cut them in half down the middle. And there we go. These are a form of oriental eggplant and they cook much quicker than the other kind too. But if you're using ordinary eggplant, just cut it up in smallish dice. Okay? That'll be enough. We don't need any more than that. Stir the lamb around. Get the pan really hot and get this eggplant to sort of brown. Okay? Turn the bits down there. So it's having a really good go of the heat. This is suntan time for lamb. Okay? And then to make it work even better, you put in a little bit of cinnamon. Normally I don't put cinnamon in till I finish cooking, but this helps it brown. I'll put some salt in there. All right. And then I'm going to dump in all the eggplant. Okay? There we go. Give it a stir. We've got, don't forget, we've got pepper in there already. And we've got cinnamon. Now, salt, go back. Come out of there. Some eggplants just don't know their place. I'll put that in there and just let it cook very, 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 very quickly. I'm going to put mint in there, of course, because that's what this is all about. Put mint, so just strip it off the stalks. Or, as I said before, use it out of the jar. But the fresh mint has that gorgeous quality to it. I mean, look at the colour of that tea that's in there all this time. It's got that nice quality of absolute freshness. You feel wonderful when you're cooking with mint. So we're just going to have those leaves ready to go into the hot pan. We're going to put in, here we go, a little cinnamon in there, a little bit, just nothing but hot. And the eggplant cooking in the lamb juices and that lovely cinnamony smell coming off it. This is really a very nice thing to do. I'm going to put something hot in there. Now, you've got a choice. You can use chili flakes like that. You can use sambal, and you can get that in just about any supermarket these days. Or you can put a little bit of cayenne pepper or paprika, something that's red and hot in there. I mean, I even get stuff like this. I got tomato paste and I get hot sauce again in a tube. Just go to the supermarket, ask for it, and they'll get it for you. Now see how that eggplant is starting to brown, and it's also sopping up the juices, so it's getting flavoured with all that lovely lamb flavour. Right. Did I put the hot things in there? No, I didn't. I'm sure I didn't. So I'll put a bit of hot pepper in there right now. I'm going to put some orange zest in. Just the outside of the grated off bits of orange. I'll give it that great flavour. That's not Moroccan, but that's what I do, all right? The mint, that can go in there now. And, you know, this is something that will go with pasta. It will go with anything that, you know, anything that's a base. What you need with bread. Just going to let that mint. See how it's picking up already, all that bright colours because of the heat. I'm going to give that cook for a couple of minutes and I'll be back 2 minutes. Don't go away. just want to show you how dry the bottom of that pan is. See, the eggplant soaked it all up, all the oil in there. Now, and so I'm just going to moisten it a little tiny bit, not because it needs to be wet, but it'll give it a great flavour with some orange juice. And then we just put it in a nice little dish. I mean, you could put it on anything. Put it on rice or potatoes or whatever, and if you wanted to make it gorgeous, again, you could take slices of orange juice and lay those on it, whatever. But look what we did. Couscous, nice couscous with that mint salsa on the top of it. We made linguine and peas with tomatoes in it and lots of mint. And then, of course, we made mint tea, which is quite delicious, and you don't serve it in cups, you serve it, it's the way they do it in Morocco. And you serve it to people at the table. Mint's almost a weed and people neglect it. But the thing to know about it, A, it's very good for you. I mean, the mint tea is great for the digestion, but it's inherently sweet and it'll give a sweetness, a brightness to almost anything. Try a little bit in curry or in chili next time you make anything hot. Just try it. That was mint, you know, quick and easy as always, and thank you for coming. We just got on and did it. You can do the same thing. Try mint, it really will change your life. It's a great thing in the kitchen. So, see you next time. Once again, thank you. Bye.